Are we live? Good.
Yes, we are.
All right.
Get the host. Hosted.
Oh, my hair messed up.
Tweet it out. Go. There we go. All right.
We'll share this out. I've got D Live taken care of for share it out, and I've already shared out over there on
Davros, the host. Thank you, Davros.
Oh, thank you, Davros. I really appreciate it. A lot. We'll give this a few minutes for everybody to get in. Hope everybody's having a good day. I'm going to pop out chat.
Deborah says, twattered you out, of course.
Thank you so much, and you know I appreciate that. All right, get everything lined up. How's it going, Ghost?
It's going.
You know what? It's been a while since we've done one of these cases. And this one's kind of got me compelled. I'm kind of a little bit upset with it over what I've been reading. This story kind of pretty much goes with everything that we've been watching and doing for how long, right?
Right.
And
there's some different circumstances with this case too. I mean, the couple whose child is missing was from Afghanistan and helped out American military in Afghanistan, and was relocated by the American military to the U.S. to protect them for what they did over in Afghanistan.
Right.
And now, you know.
Can you imagine being in a foreign country, not speaking a bit of English? Hi, pizza lover. Nice to see you. Thank you for stopping in. I greatly appreciate it. We are also live streaming over on YouTube. I don't see anybody in the chat as of yet. There's only one person in there, so that could be me throughout the whole stream. Who knows? Who knows? Dick knows. Yeah, it's I can't imagine being in a whole new country, doing good, pizza lover, and I hope you're doing good too, babe. And not knowing a bit of English, not having any family, and then losing your child on top of it. I mean
and the fact that they're Muslim Afghanis in America. And, you know, of course, after 9/11, there's a lot of racial prejudice towards like Muslims and things.
Yeah.
So, you know, could that have been a factor in this case?
Well, yeah. So everybody that is over there on YouTube and on the D Live, we are broadcasting on both platforms right now. And I'm going to give this about 3 more minutes for everybody to get in here. I'm going to ask everybody to share this out. This is an important stream. This is a missing 3-year-old child hi, Sue. How you doing, baby? That is missing. And missing in San Antonio, Texas. Her family is moved over here from Afghanistan after helping the United States. They moved them over here to be safe. And then their 3-year-old daughter goes missing. Now, what is even worse about this case, not only there's a family that has moved over here that knows no English, has no family, but try to stay focused, Uber, try to stay focused. Then you've got people on the internet playing sleuths that are accusing the parents. Now, how many times have we seen this happen, right, Ghost?
Camel toe.
Yeah. Moose knuckles, as Tack Warrior would call her. But anyway, we're going to talk about that after we talk about this missing little girl. So I'm going to give this a few more minutes, and we're going to go ahead and play a video that Ghost and I put together with a few facts about missing children and how fast, these children can vanish. Thank you so much, Eric. I really appreciate it. Hi, Hippie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. And over there on YouTube, thank you so, so much for coming over. I greatly appreciate it. It's important that we get the word out about these missing children. There's more and more missing children nowadays. And what's even more scary is what are the circumstances around this? Like, where did they live, etc. We're going to get into that, Lori. They are actually from Afghanistan. They were just brought over by the United States. This family, you want to tell them how they got over here, Ghost?
Well, they were from Afghanistan, and when all that stuff was going on back this previous winter, they were over there helping U.S. troops in Afghanistan to get out. So obviously the Taliban didn't like that. So to protect that family, the U.S. brought them to the United States to give them asylum and protect them so they would be safe from the retaliation from the Taliban for them helping American forces get out of Afghanistan.
Yep. And, so they've been over here, and we're going to go through the whole story here in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and share something that I think that you all need to know and understand. And I'm going to play it a couple times just so that it sinks in.
Over 600,000 individuals go missing in the United States every year. Fortunately, many missing children and adults are quickly found alive and well. However, tens of thousands of individuals remain missing for more than 1 year as the case goes cold. It's estimated that 4,400 unidentified bodies are recovered each year,
Hi, Kathy.
with approximately 1,000 of those bodies remaining unidentified after 1 year. This show is dedicated to bringing awareness to all of those that need to be brought home to their family. We call it The Missing.
Tony, hi, baby. Okay, I'm going to play that one more time. I want you to listen to how many children go missing every year.
Over 600,000 individuals go missing in the United States every year. Fortunately, many missing children and adults are quickly found alive and well. However, tens of thousands of individuals remain missing for more than 1 year as the case goes cold. It's estimated that 4,400 unidentified bodies are recovered each year, with approximately 1,000 of those bodies remaining unidentified after 1 year. This show is dedicated to bringing awareness to all of those that need to be brought home to their family. We call it The Missing.
Just have to say that voiceover guy you hired sounds sexy as hell.
Lordy. So this is the story that we're going to be talking about today.
Months since Lina Khil vanished.
Here we go.
Today marks 5 months since Lina Khil vanished. 4-year-old disappeared from her Northwest Side apartment complex December 20th.
And this morning, KENS 5's Marvin Hurst has been talking with the San Antonio Police Department about her case as part of an upcoming series. And Marvin, what did they tell you?
First, let me tell you about our series. We are going to be highlighting missing children in our area. We are calling it Unsolved San Antonio. So I sent a list of questions about to police about Lina Khil, and the first thing that they told me is that this case has not gone cold. The supervisor of SAPD's Special Victims Unit, Lieutenant Bill Grayson, says his team and the FBI remain active in this investigation. Grayson says that they are still getting tips on this case, and they are following those into leads that come from those tips. Now, Lina Khil is a missing persons case because police cannot prove that a crime has actually happened. She was 3 when she vanished from her apartment complex. Police and search groups have scoured parts of San Antonio and turned up nothing. The child's 4th birthday passed and still no sign of Lina. Today is the day her parents realized that she was gone 5 months ago. Her mother, by the way, is expecting another baby next month. So can you imagine the stress of dealing with her missing daughter and still trying to deliver a child? It's a lot. So I read somewhere that 5 is supposed to be the number of grace. So maybe you can grace police with some information about this child's disappearance. The Missing Persons Unit's phone number is 210-207-7660. They answer the phone 24 hours a day. Our series, Unsolved San Antonio, airs in every newscast this coming Wednesday, May 25th, which is National Missing Children's Day.
All right. So what happened with this little girl, this is the same one. Let me see. Here we go. So what happened was, we're going to go ahead and play this one.
Lina Khil, who disappeared more than 96 hours ago. Tonight, San Antonio police posted this video of her playing from before she vanished, plus a clip of her voice. Lina disappeared from the playground of her apartment complex on Fredericksburg Road Monday. Police Chief William McManus said today every law enforcement agency in the country knows Lina is missing. And the chief says they are not giving up hope, but they have no substantial updates tonight. The police chief joined Lina's father and a crowd of supporters at a service today, Muslims and Christians banding together in a prayer for Lina's safe return. Members of the Afghan community, religious leaders of many faiths,
we stand as a community and we rise as a community on behalf of Lina.
And neighbors of Lina's family.
She went missing just a couple hundred feet from where we live.
All united in prayer at St. Francis Episcopal Church this morning.
This is a time where we all need to come together. We need to pray. This is a tragedy and we're afraid and we're filled with sorrow and grief. And this is a time where God calls us to all come together.
Members of the Guardians of the Children Motorcycle Club rumbled through the fog to stand in unity and bring light to a dark time. Lina's father addressed the crowd, thankful for the show of support and for the search efforts from police.
The family
and the
Afghan community can be assured, rest assured, that we are working as hard at this case as I've ever seen.
Immigrants and homegrown families holding one another and praying
this
for a miracle.
Doesn't give me a good
all of them
all about
came
this.
to pray for this child.
Their faith, Muslims, Christians, everybody in between, our faith is that we turn to God in times of trial.
Okay.
Crime Stoppers is offering a $50,000 reward for information in Lina's case. There's also a $100,000 reward from the Islamic Center of San Antonio.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about what has happened and what, how this came about. Ghost, do you want to start off talking about this?
What we know so far is that her mother had her at the park. There's video footage of her being at the park, but her mother had stepped away to get some water for just a moment. We don't know if there was any other family members at the park or any family friends at the park where the mother felt comfortable enough stepping away for a moment to get some water. But there's an 18-minute gap in the video footage. And during that 18-minute gap is when this little girl disappears.
Yeah. Yeah. And they can't, between that gap, that's where the mother was disappeared and went back in to grab some water. Now, there's also another child. Why the mother was gone like for 20 minutes, we don't know. Maybe it was because she was tending to the other child. But she felt comfortable enough to leave Lina out at the playground by herself. So
at 3
I don't
years
know.
old, I mean, got a granddaughter that's 3 years old, and I wouldn't leave her alone at the playground for more than 2 seconds. You know what I mean? Like,
I hear you. I understand that.
Their attention span isn't, you know, they might be on the swings for a second, but then you turn your head for a split second and they're going to be on the monkey bars, you know,
right?
Like their attention, the 3 years old's attention span is not, you know, anything to play with. Like they're all over the place.
Well, and what they did do, they went, let me look and see if I can find this. Let me look and see if I've got this footage. Now, what they did do was they did look a couple miles down the road. They've been doing extensive searches. Exactly, Gavros. They have the attention span of a goldfish. Right. Kids are inquisitive. But for this little child just to disappear, she speaks no English, none. For her just to up and disappear, they have searched the waterways. They have done a complete search of this little girl, and they have not been able to find anything.
They had divers out at the local, there's a hospital nearby with a creek behind it, and they had divers out in the creek. Didn't find anything there.
Right. I was just about to pull that up and share, I think, some of that footage, if you don't mind, Ghost.
Go ahead.
Here we go.
Intensifies today with a new lead. This is video of an FBI dive team member getting hosed off after going underwater searching for the missing girl. That elite squad working along a creek off Babcock Road. Tonight, new video of Lina's father praying
right, Lori?
where the special team was looking for his daughter. Eyewitness News reporter Henry Ramos is
right,
live at the scene where divers plan to search again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Henry?
Tomorrow, Sharon, and you can see the caution tape right here. San Antonio police right back that way. They are on site. They are guarding this scene. And this special FBI dive team is from Washington, D.C. They just flew in just yesterday. San Antonio's police chief William McManus says that they are following up on a lead, which is what brought them here. And to give you context, I tracked it on the maps. Where we're at right now is a little more than just 2 miles away from Lina's home, where she vanished. Tonight, a father on his knees, praying for answers, pleading for a miracle. His daughter, Lina Khil, has been missing since December 20th from a playground. The father's moment of silence, yards away from where a special FBI dive team searched earlier in the day.
We don't want to leave anything to chance.
San Antonio Police Chief William McManus says they are following up on a lead, but wouldn't go into specifics.
So I think they're looking pretty deep.
Frank Trevino is a volunteer who has been looking for Lina pretty much every day.
Now,
he
Lori,
watched the dive team from a distance.
At one point, the diver did disappear completely into what I think is maybe a deep hole. So at this point, we'll just hopefully something comes of it.
Just on Sunday, Trevino and several others searched an area on the other side of the bridge, less than a mile from where the FBI team looked this afternoon.
It is rocky. There's a lot of debris. A lot of the debris gets washed downriver and it accumulates. So it's pretty dangerous down there.
According to the FBI, This dive team is made up of underwater experts that can find clues and map out scenes. They've got fancy tools and special technology.
I wish there was more uplifting information I could give you to at least provide some hope, but I don't have any of that information right now.
Tonight, I also asked Lina's father through a translator about his thoughts on today's search, and he says they didn't know that this search from the FBI was actually going on today. And at one point, he says that the family thought that investigators found his daughter dead. But of course, that is not the case. All right, now I'm going to take you to some video because we were here when an investigator approached Lina's father and the translator, and this investigator spoke with him for about, I would say, 10 to 15 minutes, and they briefed them on exactly what happened here today. And it was in that briefing, in that moment, that Lina's father actually stepped away and started to pray, as we showed you at the top of this newscast. And it was certainly a powerful
Oh my
moment
God, I
there,
can't
just
even imagine.
yards away from where this dive team was searching for his daughter. And again, that FBI special dive team that is here from D.C., they're going to pick up that search tomorrow, looking for any clues, hoping to bring any leads, but of course, hoping to bring Lina home. We'll, of course, be out here tomorrow and bring you the very latest. We're live tonight on the Northwest Side. Henry Ramos, KINS 5 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Henry.
And that
the
right
Islamic
there-
Center of San Antonio and Crime Stoppers are offering a total of $150,000.
Okay, now that reward is up to $250,000, by the way. Yeah. So then we pulled up some cases of, well, this isn't the case, but this is the timeline of how everything happened. Okay, Lorianne says, somebody in that community knows just my gut feeling. Where was the father when she went missing? He wasn't around, he was working, I believe. And the mother had called him and said that that she couldn't find him or find the little girl. So he wasn't around there. They've both been cleared. On December 20th, 2021, 3-year-old Lina Khil went missing at the apartment complex where she lived in San Antonio. Her mother left her unattended at the playground for an unsuspected amount of time. At 7:15, about 2 hours later, her parents reported her missing, according to the police chief. The family initially thought Lina may have left the playground with another Afghan family, but since then believed that she had been abducted. She was last seen wearing a black jacket, red dress, and black shoes. Lina's family is from how do you pronounce that? Paktia province. One of the remotest provinces in Afghanistan. They moved to the U.S. in 2019, fleeing from threats that were posed to them, according to Lina's father, Riaz Sadarkil. Many conspiracy theories have been floating around since this story came up, which we're going to get into that. This family has been stalked, harassed, has been said that they have killed their child. We're going to get into this in a little bit, as soon as we get done with this part. It upsets me, and well, I can't even get into it right now. Ghost knows. Many conspiracy theories have been floating around since this story came up. Maybe Lina was sold as a bride to another immigrant family. Maybe she was trafficked to the border. Maybe the Taliban took her for revenge. Maybe this was a stunt to raise money with a GoFundMe. This story also has many loopholes and unanswered questions. What's Lina's age? Lina's age was listed as 3, but in her photos, she looks much older, around 5 or 6 years old. This discrepancy may be explained by the absence of birth certificates in remote villages and the practice of some immigrants registering their children younger than their actual age. Lina's pictures are posted all over, so debating about her real age is of no such importance. People can still identify her by her photos. Parents, where's Lina's mother and why was her identity not been revealed? Parents are always thoroughly investigated whenever a child is missing. And we all know that. I mean, we've seen that. We've all known that. Not only by the police, but every Tom, Dick, and Harry on social media. Hey, Val, who loves you, baby? Who loves you, mama? They're thoroughly investigated whenever a child is missing. While Lina's mother may not have come on camera, she must have been given extensive interviews to the police. She was the last person who was with Lina, so will be the person of interest. Lina's mother's identity has not been revealed. A possible explanation could be that coming from Afghanistan, they have very conservative values. Women do not come in front of the camera. Lina's mother is also pregnant and has another child at home to take care of. So remember that. Hello, James. How are you? So remember that, guys. She's pregnant with one. They've also got another child. She's from Afghanistan. The women there do not go in front of cameras. They do not, and they cover their faces. So just keep that in mind. What happened at the playground? There's a recording of Lina on video at the park at 4:49 p.m. when somehow there is more video started at 5:07 and she's already gone. So by the time that video was at 4:49, they saw her, and then somehow there's more video started at 5:07. Now we looked for said video and we could not find it. But there's 18-minute gap between the 4:49 and the 5:07. And 5:07 is when she's disappeared. So FBI agents are trying to zero in on that 18-minute gap in the footage. They've gathered from the apartment complex the afternoon she went missing. The FBI is on this, folks. Lina also spoke Pashto? I don't know how to pronounce that.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Okay, Lori. If she was taken against her will, there should have been some kind of struggle or noise, but no one noticed anything. So was it someone known to the family who already had her trust? Okay, now remember, they don't have any family over in the United States either. They left Afghanistan. The United States brought them over here because there were so many threats to their life. And they were helping people. So the United States brought them over here. Okay, so keep that in mind. Why did her mom leave her alone? This is a question on everybody's mind. Who leaves a 3-year-old alone for nearly 20 minutes in a park? It's unclear if there were other families and children in the park at the time. Was Lina playing with someone? The police haven't released that information. It is possible that if there were other family friends at the park, Lina's mom felt comfortable leaving her there for a short time. And I truly believe that. In my gut tells me that she wouldn't have left a 3-year-old at a park by herself to be gone that long. So, it's just a mother instinct, would you watch her for 5 minutes? I'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. Also, if playtime at the park was a part of the daily routine, it's possible her mom let her guard down for some guard after some time. Why was the Amber Alert called off? So there was an Amber Alert on this little girl, and it was called off. On January 5th, an 11-person FBI underwater search team and evidence response team searched a creek in the medical center near Babcock and Hubner, looking for any sign of Lina. They concluded the dive effort without any conclusive findings. On January 7th, and remember, she went missing December 20th. On January 7th, the Amber Alert for Lina Khil was discontinued. Police said that Amber Alerts are just one of the tools the department uses in the search for missing people. And the discontinuation does not mean that their investigation is stopped. A group of volunteers from the local nonprofit have not given up on finding Lina. They continue their search efforts to find her. I clearly remember the first time about a decade ago when I went to the library with my 2-year-old son. I must have looked away for a few minutes as I picked out books. And next thing I know, I couldn't find him. I cannot explain the fear that engulfed me. I was just about ready to pass out. After a few harrowing minutes and help from strangers, we found him lost in the labyrinth of winding book aisles. He was fine and blissfully unaware that he was lost.
No, remember, that's the writer of the article giving an instance. It's not anything to do with the actual case.
Right.
It says, I didn't want to confuse anybody with that story in there, and
Right. Absolutely. It doesn't take 18 minutes to lose a child. It can only take a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I want to tell you and take a break from this story is I want to tell you a story that I just showed Ghost earlier about how fast a child can be missing. And we're going to show pictures of this later on.
Oh, I lose my wife in Walmart all the time. I'll turn to look at something, turn around, and she's gone 6 aisles away, and I'm running around the store looking for her.
Well, are you sure she's missing, or she's just trying to get the hell away from you?
You turn your head away for just a second, and they can be gone like that.
Well, and the case that we're going to talk about here in a little bit too is a 15-year-old who went to a baseball game with her dad in Dallas right before halftime, or was it football? Yeah, right before halftime. She got up to go to the bathroom and she disappeared.
It was a basketball game.
Basketball game.
Yeah.
That's right, Mavericks. Yep. It was halftime. She goes to the bathroom. She ends up disappearing. She was gone 15 minutes. And her father finally noticed she wasn't coming back, started worrying about her, called to get help, and everybody goes, oh, she's a runaway. She's a runaway. She's a runaway. They ended up going to a different agency. The agency found her nude photos online. They had taken kidnappers, 8 people took her, coaxed her away from this basketball game. They flew her up to Denver, or by car, I'm not quite sure, but I believe it showed the airport there on this that I'm going to show. And had her stuck in a motel room. They were selling her and using her naked body, putting it on the internet. 15 years old. She was gone in 15 minutes. Boom, that fast. So let's get back to this. I feel for Lina's parents. It's been more than 3 weeks since her little girl vanished. They're living every parent's worst nightmare, not knowing where their child is or if she's alive. Not only is their child missing, but missing in a foreign country with a totally different culture where they do not speak the same language. Neither do they have an extended family to turn to for support. Now, this is this little girl that's missing. This is her, guys. I cannot stress human trafficking issues around professional sporting events. Right? Right? It happens all the time, Val. It's terrible. It is terrible. I was telling Ghost earlier before we came on, it scares the shit out of, for my niece and my nephew, because kids take off all the time.
She does look a little bit older than 3, though. She looks maybe 4, possibly 5 in that photo.
Yeah, but you can't. Does it matter how old she is?
No, it doesn't. But I'm just saying, she's
missing. My little nephew is 7, and he looks like he's 9. He's so tall.
Right?
He's 7.
I mean, OG is getting ready to turn 4 this November, and
OG looks about like this.
She's shooting up. I mean, she's growing.
OG looks about like this.
Yeah, she's growing at an exponential
In that photo that we watched her swinging, she looks like a 3-year-old. So, I don't know. The little girl's missing. That's all I know. So, she's 4 foot, weighs 55 pounds. This is the little girl, guys, that we need to keep an eye out for. If you're down around the Dallas area, if you're anywhere, remember this little girl does not speak English either. So Ghost, I'm going to go ahead and let you pull up the latest on this little girl about what's going on with her, and we can talk about that. Now, what Ghost is going to be pulling up and sharing with you guys is going to piss you off. And it goes with everything that's been going on around YouTube.
Which one?
About what they're doing to these people, the social media.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have a video on that or anything. I just seen
Right. You got the
Father video.
article. Uh-huh.
Hold on. Go back to my history. YouTube doesn't want to load up right away for me.
That's okay, hon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very important that we keep a very, very open mind that we stick to the facts when it comes to these missing people and missing children. Stick to the facts. When you, as a creator, or as they call them, true crime, go in there, start blaming people and try to build up a case around false accusations in order to blame people. Look what's happened in the Summer Wells case. Look at the people that went to these people's work, went to their homes, accused them of killing their own child.
Yeah.
Look at what happened in the Rusak family.
But in this case, they were going out on the searches, and I don't have the article, but I have the video where the father's being interviewed.
Oh, well,
it's like 20 minutes long. So I'm just going to break it down as to what was happening.
Family of the missing being stalked and harassed.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm talking about, hon. You don't have that?
No, I don't have that one.
Oh, well, let me give it to you. Your wife sent it to me. Hang on a minute. Let me give it to you because I can't pull it up because of the they keep hang on, let me send it to you because it's Fox and they keep blocking me. Okay, there you go. Crime conspiracy theories are they're damaging. And yes, exactly, Val. So he's going to play this, what's been going on, or he's going to read it. I can't get into it, and I wish I could because I'm in here. But it's going to piss you off because look what happened to Chris Watts. We got people even going up to his house. Look what they did to the Rusaks. Look at what happened to Cash Gernon family. Look what happened to the list goes on with these YouTubers. And you know what? It's a crying shame that they aren't locked down over this. If you want to help with the case, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ghost.
Okay. It says the family of the missing Texas toddler, Linda Sadar Khil, Khil.
Right. Lina Sadar Khil
is being stalked and harassed by conspiracy theorists during public search parties. According to local reports, Khil was abducted in December when she was 3 years old while she was at a playground at the 9400 block of Fredericksburg Road with her mother, according to the Texas Department of Public Safety and San Antonio Police Department. Pam Allen, CEO of Eagles Flight Advocacy and Outreach, visits Khil's parents every week, according to Ken's TV. And then we got to scroll down. We have people that are stalking us, that go on these searches, that film us, take pictures of us, and come up with different stories. Ellen told the outlet when explaining why Riaz and Zamara Sandra Khil are no longer holding search parties with volunteers. We just do not want those types of searches anymore.
Okay, stop right there. Stop right there a minute. Isn't that a shame, Ghost?
Yeah.
That they've got to stop these searches to find that little girl because of these stupid ass people that are stalking them, that want a fucking story.
Yeah.
So that they can come on their fucking YouTube and spread false claims, all for a view, all for a view, and for money.
Online keyboard warriors are pointing to Lina's parents as suspects.
Yes,
Ellen said, but I don't think their parents are in the U.S. Aren't they still in Afghanistan?
No, they're here.
Oh, so the grandparents are here in the States too?
No. It says right there, Lina's a little girl.
Oh, okay.
You're reading that wrong. Lina's the little girl missing.
Okay. Things directed at them because they are Afghani and because they're Muslim. That's harsh. Ellen explained. Raz assisted our military forces when we were in Afghanistan. We brought him over here to make sure his family is safe. And then this happens. The couple is now expecting a new baby, but are struggling to cope with the simultaneous feelings of excitement and anxiety over the missing 3-year-old. Image 1 of 4. Okay, so there's more images. There we go.
What a pretty little girl. What a pretty little girl.
Life should always be celebrated, but it's just hard for them to celebrate anything when Lina's missing, Ellen told Ken's TV. Khil previously told the outlet through a translator that his wife was watching their daughter on the playground, but the child wandered to a nearby path and disappeared. Ah, that's something new. You see that?
Right, that the translator, that his wife was watching their daughter on a playground, but that the child wandered to a nearby path and disappeared. So that kind of tells me, yeah.
Lina's about 4 feet tall, weighs 55 pounds, and was last seen wearing a red dress, black jacket, and black shoes. Anyone with information to Lina's disappearance can call the San Antonio Police Department at 210-207-7660. That's it for that.
Here you go. It's kind of a long link. It won't let me drop the link, but dadgummit, it's too long of a link. I wonder if I can get a shorter link to it. Okay, so do me a favor. It's Fox News. Let me see. Can you put in, let me see. Let me see if I can type in the name of the, hey, Deborah. How are you, doll? Okay, let me see if I can type it in. It won't let me drop it, Val, because it's such a long.
For that story?
Yeah, it won't let me drop it. So,
there we go.
can you put it into the YouTube? That's what she wants.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Well, let's see if YouTube will let me.
Yeah.
First, it's in the D Live,
Okay, hang on a minute.
but it's still a long link. D Live will let you put long links, but
Hang on. I'm going to copy it here and see if I can get it over there for Val. Paste. Oh, there. Try that, Val, and see if it works. Try that. Thank you, Ghost, for doing that, for posting that over there. I got it over there, YouTube, honey. See if that works, Val. Here's the point. Why should this family suffer anymore?
well, and again, I said at the beginning that after 9/11, there has been a lot of hostility towards Afghanis in the United States and even Muslims in the United States. And could that be a factor in this case? Could it be a prejudice against that family? Could it be, one of the things in that thing said that it could have been retaliation from Taliban.
Right.
And we do know that there's still Taliban members inside the United States. I mean, that is a possibility. When there's a missing child, you have to take in every consideration.
Well, the thing is, the parents,
conspiracy theories aside, that it could be a possibility. You can't factor that out. Oh, no. It's, they are from Afghanistan. They did help out military forces. So,
Hi, Animated. Big hugs and love, honey. Hi, Jesse. Big hugs and love. So, Val, make sure that link is working, honey. I feel bad for this family. I do. Oh, thank you, Ghost.
I dropped it again.
Thank you, honey. We've got so many cases of missing children. And instead of these creators trying to help find, pull up maps, go out and help with the searches, but you don't need to put it out there on your, you don't need to go out there for the sake of a goddamn view. Babies and children that need to be found. Exactly, Deborah. They need to be found.
I mean, look what happened in New York City after the coronavirus outbreak. It being supposedly from China, there was a lot of animosity towards Chinese, especially in New York City. They were getting attacked. They were getting beaten up.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's that.
Well, they came over in 2019. There's a lot of things that could have happened to this little girl. They were in the middle of a apartment complex. Who knows who lives in that complex? Who's been watching that family? Nobody knows. That 15 minutes she's disappeared.
I'm sure that was one of the first things that the FBI checked was the sexual predators list for that area. Too, you know what I mean?
But the thing is, too, Ghost, they're not releasing these photos, so they must have something. They must have something on this videotape, the surveillance tape.
It's a possibility.
But we don't know yet. But do you guys not think these people that are blaming this family, saying they killed their daughter, or going out there just to get a freaking story and watch the father and the mother? Do you think that they're not doing enough? They're not going through enough without you going out there and pulling this shit? It reminds me about what they did to Summer Wells. You got bullhorn bullshit, John Leghorn, and you got Moose Knuckles out there going out there making complete assholes out of themselves. Didn't do anything. They're innocent. Hey, babe. So disrespectful and totally un-American. Right. These babies didn't do anything.
Right.
Right. Hey, no problem, Val. No problem. I mean,
if it was something like the Taliban getting retaliation against this family for what they did to help the Americans over in Afghanistan, what's the fastest way to hurt somebody?
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But, we don't know that. We don't know that. But my whole point is that article that you just read, talking about these stalkers, these social keyboard warriors.
Oh, yeah, we've seen it.
We have seen it firsthand.
Yes.
And it's disgusting. Now, I'll tell you what, there's one in particular. Well, there's two or three of them now. You got Benny Hill, Keys. You've got Titty Baby Dolly. You've got Moose Knuckle. You got Bullhorn Bullshit, John Leghorn. You've got these people out there that making all these conspiracy theories. They had to have taken her. They took her here. They took her there. They did the same thing to Cash Gernon's family. Drug that family through shit. Drug them through hell. The grandmother through hell. And still to this day are doing it. The same way they're still dragging all these other families. And for why? Money. For why? Views. Instead of helping find these children and making sure justice is done.
Well, that was the Summer Wells case. She went to the one person went to the guy's job, got him fired from his job. They all three
did. Yeah. I know it. And these channels are growing. You want to know why, Val? Because normal people get in there and see this shit and they thrive off of it, whether it's right or wrong. They don't care whether it's right or wrong, whether it's wrong that they go and get a man fired off of his job site. They don't care about that. It's all for the thrill. Oh, we're going up on the hill. We're going to get bit by dogs. I'm going to go to the grave. They got her buried in the grave, and her mom is in his mama's grave or her mama's grave. They don't care.
I mean, they thought it was pretty
think
funny
so,
when they was
Jesse,
throwing
yes.
laundry baskets out on the laundry's front yard. But
Yeah, the laundry family. Yes.
I mean, not that I'm defending the laundries in any way, shape, or form, because I
No,
have my
but-
own views on that one myself. But I'm not out there standing in front of the laundry's house throwing laundry baskets out in their yard going, "Where's Gabby?"
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I got my hair in a tangle. Exactly. And my whole point of this is, how is that helping anything?
It's not.
It's not helping a goddamn thing.
It literally distracts from the case, because now the police have to take a report from the laundries for trespassing and vandalism, and it just mucks up the system and makes the case take that much longer.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
If you're not helping the case, you're hindering the case. And if you're hindering the case, you shouldn't be there in the first goddamn place.
And that is why what's happened in the Summer Wells case, they have hindered it so much. They have kept these police, now, however, lynch mobs are illegal. Yes. How's it going, Steve? They have hindered these cases so much that it's taken law enforcement away from the case itself to handle these fucking idiots standing out in front of a house, screaming like a bunch of banshees, or going up to a hill. Accusing a mother and a grandmother. So did you guys know Critical K, in case you didn't know her channel, Critical K is being sued. I just saw, let me go back through. I'm going to give you guys a link to a new channel. I want you all go over there. I can't play her channel. I can't do it, or I'll get a strike, and I didn't get it okayed by her. So I wish I would have, or I would be playing it, but I didn't. So let me pull it up. Her name is Seasons. She's not new. She's been around quite a while. She's got 2.9 videos, or 2.9 subscribers. And let me see. Let me go back. Oh, dadgummit. So in case y'all don't know, I am also streaming over on DLive and also over here on
YouTube.
YouTube, thank you. I've got my mind going in about 20 different directions. Here we go.
Notions of fair play would not be violated by this suit. So
this is about 12 minutes long, but she is being sued. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. I highly recommend that you go and watch this video. Seasons is a pretty nice lady. I've seen her around for quite a while. And please go over, play this. It goes through the lawsuit. And Critical K is being sued for the exact same reason that we're talking about, because she went in, justice, exactly, Deborah, justice for all missing children. She went in and she accused this family of killing their own son. Had a lynch mob going, had everybody believing her fucking bullshit. And you know what? It's taken almost 7 years, but this lady is finally, yeah, bereaved mother of Ray Andricchio is finally suing her.
She's going to get her due diligence today.
Yep, that's right. And you know what? It's going to happen a lot more to a lot more creators if they don't start pulling back their bullshit and start talking the facts.
It's one thing to say, okay, I have a theory, and this is just my personal opinion on the matter, and actually state that. But it's a totally different thing to be out in front of somebody's house with a bullhorn inciting a riot or a lynch mob to go after somebody who is not proven guilty in a court of law. I mean, it's making, until it's proven that they have actually done something wrong, they are considered innocent. And people should treat them as that fact,
Yep. All for a view, right? So once again,
let's put it this way. OJ trial. Remember OJ Simpson, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So after he was acquitted, there's a shitload of people out there that still to this day thinks that he did it and he is guilty, but he was acquitted of the crime.
That's right. He was.
But you don't see Camel Toe out in front of OJ Simpson's mansion going, "You killed Nicole,"
Right. So people, I want you to write this down. If you don't, laying this stuff as fact, not controlled discussion. Exactly, Val, and that's exactly what's getting them in trouble. Sadly, I have watched a few of these channels more than I care to, and I've sat back and I've watched and know for a fact that what they're saying is bullshit because we've done our due diligence. Ghost and I have done our due diligence, are investigating into a lot of these. We've been doing these missing children for 6 years, going on 7. If you go back through the channel, we do a lot of these missing children shows. They're trying to shut us up, Uber. I know, Val. I know, honey.
And if you wonder about our credibility, I was in the search and rescue and the fire department for 10 years. My daughter is a forensic anthropologist. My son did computer forensic support for the FBI building in Wheeling. What more can I say? I'm not an investigator. I'm not a detective, but I do know a little bit when it comes to how the searches work, how the chain of command goes, and how chain of evidence goes in these cases and what they do when they're on a scene. So it gives me a little bit more insight than just a regular person, Joe Blow off the street, standing by seeing, okay, they got tape up and there's been a crime scene,
Right.
I do know a little bit more inside information,
We've talked to family members. We had Candace Bly's we did a show on her missing sister. And we actually had family members up here that knew exactly what went on. And off screen, we found out a lot more, which we were told not to speak of, and we have not. But you get these other channels. I just watched one here a couple weeks ago going into the missing Candace Bly's sister, Rose. And they're spilling shit. They had no idea what they were talking about. I knew what the truth was because I talked to the family members. I'm all about freedom of speech. However, I also cannot go into a crowded theaters and scream fire. Exactly, Val. And let's talk about this freedom of speech here for a moment, okay? Okay. By the way, move over, crazy bitch. There's another crazy bitch in town. Her name is Lydia or Leticia. Anyway, when it comes to freedom of speech, that does not have to do with anything as far as YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Those are all privately owned entities.
Yep.
Freedom of speech has nothing to do with that. YouTube, DLive, they're all privately owned entities. There is not such a thing as freedom of speech on these.
There's nothing about freedom of speech in their TOS guidelines for YouTube or DLive, Twitter, Twitch, anything like that.
So I just want to make that very perfectly clear for all of you guys out there that think they can have the right to sit up there and say anything they want about these missing children and think it all has to do with freedom of speech. You're absolutely wrong. So I want to talk about this little girl. Hello, Kyle. That is a new share. I'm going to, let me see if I can pull this up here. Ah, damn it, Gertie.
I mean, as far as freedom of speech goes, as far as the U.S. Constitution allows freedom of speech and right of expression, that means you can put a soapbox on your front porch and get up on your soapbox and say anything you want on your property within the United States of America, because it's your property and you have that right. But you're not going to go into a courthouse where there's a hearing for a murder trial, put a soapbox there and get up there and say what you want to say. You know what I mean?
That's right, Val. Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right, Ghost.
No, everybody has the right
to listen. You're wrong, Bearded.
Everybody has the right to listen to what you have to say, and they have a right to their own opinion, which means they can put a soapbox on their front porch and, preach to the narrative,
Musk, as far as I know, has not closed a deal yet on Twitter. Doesn't mean there isn't consequences. Thank you, Animated. I have said that for years. Free to say what you like does not mean there isn't any consequences or legality. Absolutely. Thank you. So we were talking about how fast a child can disappear. How fast a child can disappear. So I'm going to go ahead and play this about this 15-year-old girl that went to the ball game with her dad. Here we go.
Of 11 days.
A 15-year-old girl went to a Mavs game with her dad on April 8th. She went to the bathroom right before halftime and never came back.
There were so many safeguards that were supposed to be in place, but didn't work.
Surveillance footage showed her leaving with a man. Zeke Fortenberry, the family's attorney, says that was her first contact with him. On April 18th, Oklahoma City police found her in a hotel room where she'd been advertised and sold.
This girl was being sexually assaulted at a hotel room on multiple nights. So any time that she could have been rescued from that sooner would have been better.
DPD confirmed a report was made to an off-duty officer working the game, but said missing juveniles are considered runaways unless they are kidnapped, and the cases have to be filed where the juvenile lives. In this case, that's North Richland Hills. That department confirmed they received the report she was missing at about 1:27 a.m., about 6 hours after the game started. She was entered into the National Missing Person database about 2 hours later. Fortenberry says the family was tired of waiting and went to a trafficking agency in Houston.
That agency was able to help them locate the photograph of their daughter online within the same day.
That agency contacted Oklahoma City police, who found her and arrested 8 people. Fortenberry says DPD should have done more.
And if it's their policy that they're not supposed to respond to these types of cases, then their policy needs to change.
The family also blames the hotel staff.
When a 40-something-year-old man walks in with a 15-year-old girl and rents multiple hotel rooms, and then there's traffic coming in and out of those rooms, those are red flags.
Last week, they sent letters to everyone they think could have stopped this.
We want them to be aware of what's coming, and we are also asking them to preserve all the evidence as it relates to this case.
In Dallas, I'm Morgan Young.
Okay, now we're going to talk about the guy,
a teenager who disappeared while attending a Dallas Mavericks game earlier this month is safe tonight with her family.
But not before she was put through a terrifying ordeal 200 miles away from home. Fox 4's David Santandri has details on what police are calling a human trafficking case. David.
Well, Stephen, Heather, the victim is 15 years old, which one expert says is the average age of underage girls who are being trafficked in the U.S. They say it can happen almost anywhere at any time, but oftentimes it begins online.
Go potty.
3 people in Oklahoma City now charged with human trafficking and more in connection to the disappearance of a 15-year-old girl at a Mavericks game in Dallas nearly 2 weeks ago.
The juvenile was recovered by our investigators yesterday afternoon.
The teen, who lives in North Richland Hills, went to the restroom alone and never returned to her seat. Video surveillance showed her leaving with an adult man. Dallas police believe she left voluntarily. She ended up 200 miles away.
It was believed that she was in this city.
An Oklahoma City police affidavit alleges Kenneth Levon Nelson, a registered sex offender, was prostituting the 15-year-old through online ads. Police say Nelson rented hotel rooms with someone else's ID and made ads showing the 15-year-old in, quote, various stages of undress. Police spoke with a witness who linked Nelson and the girl to a specific hotel room, a room matching where an explicit photo of her was taken. Police say 2 women were involved. They say Karen Gonzalez took the photos, and Sarah Hayes admitting to being there when they were taken.
So the average age that a girl is trafficked in
How
the
did you
United
do
States
that,
is 15
Jake?
years old.
Bianca Davis, CEO of New Friends, New
so
Life,
much.
a nonprofit working to help sex trafficking victims in Dallas, says teen trafficking is more common than most realize.
And on any given night, 400 teen girls are trafficked on our streets of Dallas.
God almighty, that
Any
just
given night.
They say it can happen on street corners and at businesses, but online ads, like ones involving the 15-year-old, are the most popular.
We've also seen an increase in trafficking, particularly online grooming,
Thank
since
you
the
so much,
pandemic.
Jake.
National studies have shown that online trafficking has increased 40%.
Police still
That's
haven't
right,
said
Deborah.
whether the man the teen left with is the same person she was found with, and it's still unclear what may have happened between her leaving the game and ending up in Oklahoma City. But police say she's now with her family.
She was located safe and sound.
I wouldn't say safe and
If you
sound.
think you might know someone who is a victim of human trafficking, we have posted information over on our website to get in contact with
Can
that.
you imagine the
nonprofit.
trauma
Again, our
that young
website,
lady went through?
fox4news.com.
Right.
Steve, Heather.
Oh my God, I just can't. This just burns my ass to no end. I'm telling you what, guys. Well, oh, hang on a minute. I gotta shut that down. Jiminy Christmas.
Gina says Oklahoma is bad for that. She says, look it up. 80,000 or 800,000 children goes in the United
Right.
States every year. Yeah.
Oh God, 800 children go missing in the United 800,000 children go missing in the United States every year. Oklahoma is bad for that. You know, yep, Tina, this has got to stop. It's not like the old days where we could let our kids out in the front yard to play and feel like it was safe for them to go outside with the dog. It's not like that anymore. We can't even let a 15-year-old go to the restroom. We have to be more diligent on how and where we let our children go and with whom. DHS and CPS are the worst, Tina says. Exactly, Deb. Deb W says prayers for her get through trauma. You know, she was traumatized. There's no doubt about it. That girl's going to have to go get some therapy and get some help. Anyway, guys, the best thing that I can tell you to do is when you hear these stories and they're going off and off, well, I know she killed him and I know she went over there and did that and I know she did that and I know he did that. You don't know shit unless you see it yourself. Used to play outside till light post came on, right? We used to. Here in Oklahoma, they come to your house, take your children without a court order. They just show up. Well, yeah, Tina.
I mean, as far as being at like a Mavericks game, you know, if you see children walking alone at a Mavericks game, heading to the bathroom, kind of keep an eye on them. Just kind of make sure you notice your surroundings. Maybe try to notice a little bit more. If you're find yourself at a playground, look around for suspicious people, or you know, try to make yourself more aware. That way, you know, if something were to happen and you were in the place and you took notice of, say, a little girl being ushered away from a swing set at a playground by somebody that, you know, there's just something not right about that guy, or, you know, take notice, because
tries to take my kids, I know they won't get far. Right, Animated? Animated says, in my state, if you're of age, you can conceal constitutionally. So anyone tries to take my kids, I know they won't get far, right? Tina says, pay attention to who is around you and your children. Please always carry some type of weapon, right? Well, I'm just saying, the main thing about this story is that I was telling about the little 3-year-old, we were talking about her being missing from the San Antonio area, is that now her parents are being stalked by these online sleuths. They're coming down, they're taking photos, they're getting involved even in the search for the sake of a show. And now the father has quit volunteering to go look for his little girl because of this. It takes a tribe. Just be aware of surroundings for everyone, Val says.
What that tells me, right? That tells me that person is only out for content for their channel, and they don't give a crap about whether or not that kid is found.
Exactly, Ghost.
Which means they're in it for all the wrong reasons, and karma is a bitch.
That's pretty much all these content creators that I called out. That's exactly what it is. It's all for show. Every one of them for show. It's sad. I would rather sit right here. Okay, let me see how many people we got here on my YouTube channel right now. Let me look.
You got
I don't even
18
know.
on the D Live side.
Okay, 18 on the D Live side. And let me look. How many people?
Looks like.
And five. I've got 5 people on the YouTube side. Isn't that a shame? Unless I'm doing drama that has involved anybody else or going out there and telling somebody they killed their own child or grandson, I wouldn't have viewers in here at all. I would have tons of viewers if I was doing that. Isn't that a crying shame? Trying to find this little girl and get the message out there. So anyway, but you know what? I'm okay with that. Like I said, I'm not here for the views, but it's a crying shame that people can't go out there and get into, when it says the missing, there's a child missing. They can't come in and watch and get the word out themselves.
Well, not only that, like these people that are harassing this family are going to the searches as volunteer searchers for not to search, but to harass.
Right.
And that makes it look bad on all the legitimate volunteers that are going out there to help save this little girl.
Yep. You're right.
And then all of a sudden, volunteers are no longer wanted on these searches. Well, it might have been one of those volunteers that found that little girl alive in the nick of time. But because of a couple bad apples,
I will, hillbilly.
Getting in the bunch of volunteers and harassing people, those volunteers aren't welcome there no more.
Animated says that's the reality of it. It's a lot of these cases are being solved by the public. Absolutely. They're being solved by the public that really care. I'm talking about these content creators that show up at a man's place of work and terrorize them and humiliate them till the father of a child gets fired from his job. I'm talking about those kind of people. They show up at their homes, the father and the mother's home, and sit down there and scream through a bullhorn. Yeah, you sound stupid attacking other investigative partners like your theory is the only investigative path. What? But yeah, you sound stupid attacking other investigative partners like your theory is the only one. Are you, what?
She's talking about them.
Talking about what?
Talking about people like Camel Toe.
Oh, yeah, Camel Toe, yeah.
She says, yeah,
but
that's
anyway,
obnoxious.
all we can do is keep doing thank you, hillbilly. Keep doing what we're doing. Get the word out there. That's the best that we can do. And you know what, guys? Go and share this out. Take a picture of this little girl. Put it out on your Twitter. Share it out on your Twitter. get it out there. That's all we can do.
And try to be more hyper aware of your surroundings when you're out. I mean, your kids might be grown, but that doesn't mean it's not against the law to look out for other people's children too.
Right. Now let's see if I can't, the
child you save may be your neighbor's child or your somebody's grandchild. Could be my grandchild,
For
Never
all you know. Takes a minute, child could be found, but go after. Okay, so what I want to do then is I want to see about Sharon. Let me see if I can get this little girl's picture up to where you guys can follow or take a screenshot of her. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this. You guys take a screenshot if you want. Take a screenshot of it. Better yet, here's her name. I will put her name in the chats and just Google it and then look under images.
Yeah, it's coming up awful blurry on the feed.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if it would. So let me put in the name in there. All right, there you go. All right, everybody. So with that note, do you have anything else you'd like to say about this at all, hon?
I mean, what more can I say? I mean, try to be more hyper aware, try to be vigilant of your surroundings, take notice of things, be a people watcher.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with sitting back and observing every once in a while. And if something were to happen, it makes you a more viable witness, and a viable witness helps solve a crime.
Thank you, Davros. Right. Yep, very true. Thank you, Davros, very much. I want to thank everybody that has come in. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Hippie. I'm going to go outside, and I have some work I need to do outside. And so I'm going to go out and spend a couple hours out there. And thank you so much. Thank you for the donates. I appreciate it very much. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody over there on YouTube too. And you know what? Have a great, great day. Great day. Tomorrow, I may take tomorrow off. I've been working out on my porch the last couple days. And so I may take tomorrow off. I got to finish that porch. So it's taking me a bit to do it by myself. So, oh, you're fine, Animated. You're fine, honey. I know exactly what you're talking about now. You did have me a little bit confused, but that doesn't take much to confuse me. No. Okay. I love y'all. I'll talk to you. What do you got to say, Ghost? Say goodbye, Ghost.